talking like Fast and Furious 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
We're back.
Dick nipples.
No.
It just breaks again the
okay.
second you say that.
So maybe it's you that's the problem.
I mean,
It's the curse of the dick nipples.
I would have placed good money towards that fact.
Oh my
Mic
god.
check, mic check.
We're sharing all the mic levels in there. I hope that doesn't have the links, Jez.
You got the you got inflatables endorsement.
You're sharing the cams.
All right. Do we sound normal or like we're at a
No.
massive techno
That's
rave
really
where
good.
everyone's taking acid?
Do it.
We're just gonna wait. No, Jez has just disappeared.
Oh no, we just go no.
Sound
What?
dropped. Okay, sound's back.
Oh, good.
Okay,
We're good.
bye.
We're good. Roll on.
Oh, excellent!
All right.
Welcome everybody. We've got giveaway. It was in. Is it? Are we fine?
It's about time for our halftime break.
All right, good. All right, we've got a giveaway. We have the event we're supporting in 2 weeks. Also in the chat, we've got a Patreon. Excellent. So exciting. Now, after half an hour introduction, Jez, I'll let you throw it to the little, what is it called, little video intro? Little intro?
God, I hope it doesn't break anything. Here we go. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back.
And
Oh
here
shit, we're back.
is-
Whoa!
What a whirlwind. Everything worked just right.
We
No
are a
issues
fully
whatsoever.
we
We're
are
just-
we are a
wait.
fully professional stream.
We start at 9 and we're 4 minutes early. It's fine.
Correct.
Don't worry
Just
about it.
ahead of the curve.
What are we doing again? What are we playing?
Is this Dungeons and Drags? This one, I'm not sure.
Oh man.
Yes, tonight we are jumping back into the world of Trankasha as the players have found themselves in the Feywild. Now, they've had quite a journey so far in the space. They've landed in the first area and encountered the bog and the swamps. They found a wandering tavern which meandered through the swamplands. They encountered a phantasmal hill with a long-lost library and a goblin that was awfully fond of keys. And at the end of last session, they found themselves split. One of their members being held captive by his ex-lover, and the other half of the party now finding themselves inside Downfall and exploring the soggy court for the first time. And they're joined by a companion as well. If we all remember, who are you playing this particular game, Dan?
I'm Clapperclaw. I got claws and I got a gourd for a head.
That's very, very good,
That's-
Claw.
That is definitely not the accent that I'm using for him at all. I'm not going to be able to keep that up for an entire
I don't know.
stream.
You
But
can't
it's
break immersion. You
perfect.
can't break immersion.
Oh my god. Thank you,
Thanks
Cat,
for
for all
the
the
cat.
Thank you,
subs.
Cat.
Legend.
Truly.
And we apologize for all the technical issues you have to suffer through.
I hope that the technical issues were appreciated. You know, some people actually pay to see so much pain.
We
Like,
forget that
haha.
this is a comedy stream. That was just the first intro.
Unintentional
Rebel in the
comedy stream.
You wanna know what else is funny? My Foundry won't let me select Game Master to log into the platform.
What else?
You
And what else?
Fucking what, mate?
So I'm going to GM this game.
Yeah, we're switching over. We're swapping in. I'll try it on the other tab, but it's just perfect. It just cannot be better than this.
Hey, people, don't forget, there is a giveaway. Don't forget to put exclamation mark
No.
giveaway. No?
Hang on.
Not
No,
that
hang
one?
on. I know what happened, I think I know what happened. Maybe. Hang on.
In the
Yes,
promo,
I
there
found
we
it. I was already logged into Foundry, so it wouldn't let me log in again.
go.
It's all good. It's all good. I knew I had logged in somewhere. It's fine. Yes. We are back at the Soggy Court, which we are now inside. At the end of last session, you all had made it into the court itself. You had unloaded while they were repairing the balloon, made your way across the stony walkway, which you both encountered a quite grumpy stone elemental, as well as fought off two Murloc-looking creatures, and then walked through the burning tower, only to find yourselves on the rickety bridge with the spiked heads that were chatting to your new companion. And at the end of the last session, you had made your way finally over to the last part of your journey, which was the actual court of the itself. And if I can quickly give another introduction to that, you step forward to a grand marble gazebo. It stands atop a mound of soggy earth, its white stone streaked with green with algae. The support pillars have sunk into the muck unevenly so that the domed canopy now sits askew. Short steps ring the gazebo, leading to a raised floor where bullywogs dressed in shabby clothing lounge on pillows. Among them, a harpist sends forth delicate notes that mingle with the murmured croaking of the gathered nobles. On the dais, a flabby bullywog, crowned with lily flowers, sits on an ornate throne with his legs folded under him. He has a large leather-bound book open across his lap and is mouthing the words he reads on the page. Without looking up, he says, "Have you no herald to announce your presence before King Gullup the 19th? He slams the book closed as to punctuate his question regarding you for the first time. You see sleepy bullywug guards standing around their monarch snap to attention and ready their weapons. What do you all do?
Does anyone else have charisma? That's me.
I have a gourd for a head.
That is highly charismatic.
I kind of
Really.
like look around at all you guys and see that you're super taken aback and kind of imagine what it is that you'd say to His Eminence, and I go, step forward and go, "Forgive us, my lord, your eminent King Gullup. We have come before you to seek an audience most humbly." And I like flourish and take a knee.
Nice. Make a. You can choose like a performance check if you want to do it that way, or you can just choose something else if you think it fits.
I will just check what
Persuasion works too. It's either one of them.
I'm gonna go. I'll go performance because I don't really care that much about him. So
I like the floweriness. You really try to put on the flowery.
yeah. Well, like he's kind of got a massive ego, so let's lean into that. Yeah.
I am King Gullup the 19th, not just any old Gullup. I am the latest and most beautiful and most wise. You come before me, though, with flourishes that I do appreciate. What is it that you want?
I personally don't remember what it is that we were here for.
I certainly cannot remind you of that.
No. I mean, like, if compadres, friends, help.
We were sent here by...
And who are you, cat?
Name's Rafe, and we're the cows.
It is, King Gullup the 19 is confused.
So are we.
So
Completely fair.
out of
We've had a bit of a start.
character. The reason you guys are there, and I remember this because I wasn't actually involved with this because my character was somewhere else.
And
That's
somehow
right,
you were the one listening.
I've
I
got my
was
notes.
listening.
I've got my notes. We don't need a better game.
It's not metagaming. I'm literally just letting you guys know.
Bloth, the Count of Bogbottom, sent us here. Supposedly, King Gollop the 19th wants to see us.
Oh, okay. Your Eminence, we're here because you requested our presence. I believe there may be a quest.
He looks at you quite suspiciously now that you. He says that he knows that you were sent.
Bloth, the Count of Bogbottom.
Why did
Bog-
Bloth
Boggy?
think that you all would be a great group to be part of my plans?
Because we get shit done, sir.
Make a what is it? Deception check.
We do get shit done. That's not deceiving at all. It's an 18.
All right, just you. You come sit down with me, Harrigan.
Very well. Thank you, kindly.
The rest of you cows can sit and graze by my lawn.
I was
It
looking forward
does
to
appear
say,
to be a fine grass, Your Eminence.
we're not actually cows, right? It's an acronym.
That stands for what?
We are the company of wanderers, you see.
Right.
And
We
and
travel
with
many
that,
lands.
a little minor illusion of a mini fanfare and some confetti.
Ta-da!
He immediately turns to like all of his like retainers. He says, "Why can't we have the pizzazz whenever I announce my name? Somebody figure it out. This is blasphemy."
Let's practice. You have someone announce you.
He turns to his announcer. Come on, get to it. And you see one of the skinnier guys, little trumpet. He's now presenting King Gollop the 19th, His Eminence who shall reign supreme for eternity. And then you just splash it off. Yes, Ribbit. That is quite the extravagance. All right, make yourselves at home. I shall talk to this one. And you see Gollop invite you forward, and he offers you sort of seat, sort of a bit down from his ranged area for you to come and sit down next to him.
Yep. All right. I will kneel and take very good notes this time and put it in a place where I remember where it is.
Cheers to that. So you've come as a group of mercenaries for hire, then?
I suppose you could put it that way. We do a certain kind of work for a certain kind of clientele for a certain amount of money. Yes.
Right. Now, in this particular instance, am I the type of person you work with?
I would gather that we would not be here if you weren't, sir.
Indeed. Well, how much do you know of my lineage?
It's probably a very strong, fine lineage, full of many fine rulers, sir.
You may, as you would assume, given my impeccable physique and obvious penchant for diplomacy, but alas, the court does find itself in a tumultuous place.
Oh, regale me. I could not think of anything I would rather be doing at this moment but listen to your tales.
He sits there and he says, "Well, you see, I have recently come into power, but already my reign is a troubled one.
Oh, surely not, Your Eminence.
While this is all going on, Rafe, as everybody is sort of drinking some wine, one of the attendants, sort of one of the sort of more courtly servers, passes you a goblet. And you see inside the cup is a scrap of parchment with what looks to be Sylvan written on it.
I'll subtly... Are there other drinks being passed around?
They've sort of made it seem like it's just part of the normal flow of the event.
Yeah. So, assuming there's other drinks coming around, I'll take note, drink, and palm the note. And just begin admiring the boggy view before sort of turning my back on people and unfold the wee scroll.
Nice. Do you know Sylvan?
Do I know Sylvan? Languages. I do!
Excellent. So while the king begins his retelling, and most of the attention is sort of on him, you read on it, you see, find Illig, the Baron of Muckstump, at once. The revolution lives.
We're going to need some of those names again, please, DM.
I will. What I will do is I will copy it into the chat so that everybody at home may also participate in the beautiful naming that Wizards has put into effect.
I ended up writing "find the revolution," and then even that wasn't spelled correctly. So.
Hey, a 10% success rate isn't bad.
I know.
Hopefully, you can see that in the chat there.
The revolution lives.
Yes. Find Illig, the Baron of Muckstump, at once. The revolution.
There's like this whole monarchy thing going on. We've got a count and a king and a baron.
Indeed, my reign has not gone well, as it seems. Have you heard of the escaped Fey Dragon?
Yes.
That, unfortunately, has left many of my retainers questioning how good I'm actually able to manage a crisis.
What diddle?
Well, every reign is challenged, and I'm sure you have the skills and the leadership qualities in order to rise above it.
Rivet. You do speak so well, Harrigan.
Well, you know, Harrigan gets around and he knows how to find distinguished persons and treat them with the respect that must be afforded to them.
Thank you kindly. Now, you must have heard of Bevlorna before.
Of course. She is a mighty individual.
Now, you see this book I have in front of me.
Yes.
It is called Bavlorna's Big Book of Bad Blood.
That is a mighty find. How might you have come across this?
Needn't you worry about the occurrence of that I was able to get it, but the important thing here is rather a question for you. Do you know how to read?
Oh, I know how to read a few languages, which...
Common is all I need from you at this stage.
Oh, well, of course.
Tell me, what is this name here in this big book of bad blood? And he points to a name that is underneath all the other Gollops that have been crossed out. And it's just Gollop the 19th, under Gollop the 18th.
I'm going to quickly scan while I'm doing that for absolutely any other useful information before I tell him.
I don't know if there's other information in there, but if it ever becomes something that we can rely on, I will let you call back to this, and we'll do a history check to see if you can remember it.
All right, I will just recite that then. I will go. It's
Fairly simple, so it's just Gollop the 19th.
And whose name is that?
That is an excellent question. It wouldn't happen to be you, sir, would it?
Indeed it is.
Oh my! A travesty!
A
An
travesty!
injustice!
Yes, indeed. She is not happy with my management of all of this. So you see, I am in need of a way to avoid Bevlorna's ire. And you lot might just be my way out.
How do you suppose that is, my lord?
Well, you see, Bevlorna might not be all that pleased that I now have this book in my possession, you understand.
Yes, I have heard that women can be sometimes irate when their possessions go missing.
So, it may be in all of our best interests if this was returned to Bavlorna, and she was made abundantly clear that it was not me that took it, but I was merely keeping it for safekeeping away from prying and peering hands.
Should I mention perhaps that you beheaded the individual responsible while I'm at it?
I think that's a wise choice. You seem to be quite adept at this. I mean, of course that's what happened.
Yes,
Can,
of course.
can the rest of the party hear a lot of this?
There's a lot of other chatting going on, but if you want to try and hear, I will let you make a perception check.
Clapper Claw finds their conversation absolutely riveting and has not stopped listening.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna.
For a 10 on the perception?
You are unfortunately not able to hear over their whispers. You do see them pointing out this book, though, and sort of this strange, sort of surprised look and acknowledgement from the king, but no answer, unfortunately.
Hector's been keeping a pretty low profile so far, and was trying to eavesdrop with a. I rolled a 16, but it was blind.
A blind?
Well, I had a private GM roll, and for some reason.
No, that's fine. With the 16, you are able to pick up snippets of this conversation. You do hear Bavlorna's name mentioned a few times, and you do sort of get a bit of a feeling that he seems to be a bit worried, and also seems to be scheming a little bit. That's what you're able to pick up.
Might I ask what the pay is for this job, sir?
To keep the true king in power. As long as I live this, I would be in a good position to pay you handsomely for any help that you're able to provide.
Yes, but is there a dollar figure?
Riches.
A numerical value
Such
of
riches.
I kind of need a lump sum to bestow upon the unit of men.
I will pay you 15% more than the previous group.
Which was?
15% more than the previous group.
As one followed by how many zeros?
Ezekiel! Yes, sir. Can you please find how much we paid the first group? Sir, it was before Gullop the First, sir. Did I ask when it was? No, sir, you just understand that you've promised sort of exponential increase. I am not paid. I mean, I'm not entitled to know the math. You have to figure that out as the court accountant. Yes, sir. But you understand, we don't know the original principle, good sir. If somebody could provide us with that, we'd be able to extrapolate from there. Take this talk of maths away from me, please. Ezekiel sort of nods, and he actually wanders over to you, Rafe. You would not perhaps be sort of acquainted with mathematical paradigms?
Rafe just dropped out for a moment. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Of course, we have another tech issue. Hang five.
What's the tech issue?
Mark seems to be in the stream, but not in Ninja.
No, Mark's in it.
No, I can see him. I can see him.
I can't see him or hear him. Holy
Just
hell.
watch it. You can't hear him either.
This is fantastic. Love it. Professionals.
I will refresh Ninja. One
It
moment
was
for
so
me.
close. Would have just dropped out audio or not?
I don't know.
We've got to check. Hopefully not.
I'm not the tech person.
Well, I think it's going to be Phoenix, so I think Jez has to be a part of it at some point.
That's fine. I'm listening
No,
to it.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought that was an echo. I was like, no.
I was just turning my phone up.
Yes, I guess then if we were to start there, I don't think I need to bother the king with the maths that led us there, right?
No, not at all. Don't trouble him with that. 1,000 gold it's a measly sum for what it is that we need to do, which is, as I understand it, return the book and find a scapegoat.
No.
And he just nervously just backs away. And the king says, all right. We have ourselves a deal then, shall we? Are you willing to help me? In exchange, I will pay you 15% extra.
Rafe, I'm just gonna like behind my hand. Excuse me, Your Eminence. Rafe, you're cool for that, right?
Cool for what?
That amount of money. Is that a good amount of money? You good for that? Yeah. Okay.
Tell-
Eminence, we accept.
Excellent. Ezekiel, you can write up the contracts. Yes, sir. So he begins to scurry off and he writes just 1 0 0 0. And then like two lines.
No, Ezekiel, sorry. I may not have made myself clear. It was 1,000 gold plus 15%.
And you see him just like look back, plus 15.
Well done, Ezekiel.
And so he slowly begins to work out all the rest of it. He says, all right, finally, we have some agreement. Hopefully you will at least be useful, unlike some of the others we've seen come through here.
What happened?
Sorry,
to
are
some of the
you
others?
still talking, Cat? I'm talking to your colleague here. Can somebody translate what hiss means in Cat?
Oh, he said what happened to the others. I think I can probably surmise that they died.
That is correct, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
How?
Can
How
you please
were
tell your
they
colleague not to
dispatched?
try and communicate just to me directly? Just talk through you, please.
I was miming, throwing my voice.
Okay.
How?
How did they meet their end, Your Majesty?
Well, you see, Bellorna's not too friendly. As well as that, this place is filled with all sorts of characters who may wish harm. Did you meet the Harrigan tribes on your way in?
They didn't know.
Sorry, you didn't see the tribes of Harrigan that harass all the travelers as they head into our town?
Well, I am a Harrigan, and I didn't see anybody that looked like me around here, so no.
It's a pleasure that you missed them. They usually try and steal you for all you're worth. Every single thing that's valuable, they'll try and take for Revlorna's sake.
Well, that's news to me.
Hey, well, you're welcome. A bit of an exchange. You go and try and take the ire away from Revlorna, and I'll give you a little tidbit about some Harrigan you haven't met. That seems fair.
Well, I guess there's all sorts of us out there.
Indeed. I personally find myself standing out amongst the benign and the boring of Bullywog society. I am a pinnacle of our people.
Truly, you do sparkle out from the common riffraff.
Yes, thank you so much. I do shine. And he rubs his slimy skin. He's like, I do find myself quite a beauty.
Indeed. The sunlight sparkles off your dick nipples.
Oh, you noticed them?
That's inspiration for using dick nipples.
He says to you, all right, well, you see, it is well known that the only way to talk to Revlorna is to be a member of the Soggy Court. They're the only ones who are allowed to speak to them. So
I see.
I
Is this not
Hmm?
a Soggy Court as well?
Well, yes, this whole place is the Soggy Court. You have to be.
Well, but I might be able to inquire into a temporary membership then, to act as an emissary or.
Oh no,
some such?
unfortunately not. Bavlorna requires only the deepest of commitments. You
Ah,
have to swear fealty to me in order for us to make this work.
In my own head, out of character, I'm thinking like, what's the worst can possibly happen because these guys only rule for like 5 minutes max before they're beheaded.
you know, we could potentially make that work. I'm a member of this realm.
Do you accept then?
Sure. That will be fine.
Cows, come forward! All the cows, assemble them before me.
What's happening? What?
Kneel before your king, Gallop the 19th.
Who did this?
Swear that you shall never
it'll be
harm nor hinder my plans for the Soggy Court.
On your knees, Hector.
What the? If they're being confused, Hector just gets down on them one knee.
He smiles as he stands, and you see it's like with great effort and some help from his attendants that his large belly just blunk. You have all come to witness the swearing in of the cows into the Soggy Court. It is a great day. Before you are 3 people who once may have been a difference and may have had a different journey, but today, under my magnificent rule, I will bring these many great adventurers, some here, some not, under my care. They will work for me, and I will work for them as their king. Do you, Harrigan, take me to be your lawful king?
I do, sir, for as long as you may reign.
And then everybody's like, as long as he may reign. And then next comes you. And you, Rafe the catfolk, do you take me to be your lawful king?
For as long as you may reign.
As long as he may reign.
Tick-tock and go.
Friend, who I have yet not known for very long. You have not drawn my ire. You have been quiet, and I appreciate that. So I extend towards you. Do you take me to be your lawful king?
For as long as you may reign.
As long as he may reign. Rise, my vassals.
Hector gets up very slowly, looking around, quite confused as to what has just happened.
Everybody begins to cheer, and the attendant, the attendant again goes as he does a little ribbit into the tube, and he happily now seems to cheer up, and he says, "All right, well, you're in good luck. From here, all you'll have to do is go down the way, and we'll fit you nicely to be in proper attire. And once you're nicely garbed, he passes you like the book of the bad blood,
I'm
and
gonna,
says
like,
you can
tuck it under my arm casually.
take that to Bavlorna with great haste, if at all possible."
I sidle up to Harm, and you might need to Jaeger for Harm, Mr. DM.
Yeah.
And I go,
Hey. Did you see my cool skeleton?
Yeah. I still think you should get that looked at. Gallop, is he in your book? Is he a problem that needs to be taken care of? Or will his own people?
Let me just drum through that. Anubis's will be done. Begins to flick his way through the book.
It's like Davey's right here.
And you hear Dave say, "DM, is it in the book?" And I look at it for a moment and say, "It's not." And Dave looks at you and says, "Not this time. Anubis's will be done."
What about Illig?
DM, is it in the book? Again, gets to go through it. Not this time.
While we're taking names, what about Agden?
Who should we murder next?
While the book's out,
Wouldn't Bavlorna be a better choice?
Bavlorna is in the book.
Definitely
well
is in
then-
the book, yeah.
There you go.
You do, Harm says, oh, would you look at that? That's a name that's in here. Agden has been written with the little bunny ears next to the name.
What?
Good to know.
In blood. It's just kind of fun. Like,
It has the court kind of not disbanded, but they're all going about their own thing.
oh, they're still like Galop has sat down again, and they're all back feeding him copious amounts of food.
So I'll sidle up to Hector, and I'll slip him the note.
What is this?
It was passed to me. Don't make a big deal.
Is
But
this
the revolution lives,
Yeah.
and there's someone we might need to see.
And who gave this to you? Who passed you this note?
One of the wait staff.
Hmm.
So just
Interesting.
keep our wits about us that we are possibly in the middle of a coup, a revolution. Could again, we might just need a scapegoat for Gollop and Blavnorna, and because that was it, wasn't it? DM, it was return the book.
Yeah, return the book and make sure that Golop wasn't incriminated.
Implicated.
Yeah.
And we get this book. Like, we need to return this book to Bavlorna in a discreet manner.
And
Which-
make haste was the final instruction.
Make haste. We need to go see this Bavlorna in any case. Does this guy know how the quickest way to get there?
Oh,
We can-
Bavlorna is it would have quietly instructed that she's sort of in the middle of the space. So
Okay.
in the center of this domain, you'll see it's like covered in smoke, or in like a fog. Inside there is where Bavlorna is known to be, and Clapperdraw, you definitely know that as well.
Oh yeah.
So we have some options here. If we're looking for a fall guy or a fall hare,
Interesting.
could throw Agden under the proverbial
I like it.
bus
I like it.
wagon.
Let's do it.
If these guys are congregating, I might excuse myself from the giant frog guy and sidle over to them and go, all right, that may have been a bit much, but hear me out.
Hmm.
Hey, you got us a gig.
All right, so a lot of money, right, which you guys would be keen for, I assume. But also, we wanted to go and see Bavlorna, right?
That's our ticket to
Yes.
ride.
Yes,
and
we did.
Bavlorna doesn't
Nice.
take just any old riffraff in from the street, yeah? So you need to have a purpose for being there and permission. One way you can do that is by being an emissary. And our induction into the court just gave us that. So we just have to be loyal to the king as long as the king may reign, and he is our king, will take care of us as his subjects, which is a caveat that might present some trouble in the future, but I surmise, given the tumultuous nature of the relationships of these frog people, he will only be alive a hot minute before someone dispatches him.
It's funny you should say that. And I say, Hector, give her the note.
I passed her over the note.
The revolution lives. Find Illig, the Baron of Muxlop.
I see.
Could be could be a fall guy, an option for us. Alternatively, do we play both sides off? Gollop's our ticket to Bavlorna.
Truth. I
That's a-
think we. So in the Feywild, deals do play out a particular way. So, like, I kind of feel that we should play it in the way that try not to learn too much about that revolution because we'd kind of be obliged to inform the current establishment about it, but you could possibly talk your way around going, you know, like, if I was in this particular position, I definitely would want to tell this kind of person about this sort of stuff, but wouldn't want to hear about this because then I'd have to, it'd be complicated. But
Yeah, I'd say right now, Gollop's our free meal ticket.
yes, very much so.
Bavlorna's at the end of that. She's at the dessert end of that
It's
meal
very
ticket.
dangerous, though.
We
So-
get to approach her under the banner of Gollop, and what happens beyond that?
And I think ultimately at the end of the day, we're getting paid by Gollop. I mean, like, it's great that they have a revolution, but that's a them problem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a frog person. I don't have any loyalties to frog court. Like, they can sort out their own hierarchy differences.
You're right. Let's stay the course. Our purpose in being here is to track down and resolve this issue with Bavlorna.
And
Now-
ultimately, that's a way to.
Exactly.
This is the way to.
Gollop said we might need a fall guy, or doesn't want to be incriminated.
I like your
We've-
Agdon idea there.
We've got Illig, and we've got Agdon. Agdon's an utter asshat.
Wow,
I
I feel like if he's
concur.
wronged us.
I concur. He did take my.
And he stole
he
your
has
head.
my head. He has my head.
What would his motives be, though? I know he's in it for having interesting things, but if he is in cahoots with Bavlorna, what's his motive for stealing something directly from her, knowing the risks?
Trying to outmaneuver her out of her power and take her place, possibly climb that ladder, as it were.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is really a lot for me. You guys know that I'm like 5, right?
But you know how we can get ourselves into Bavlorna's vicinity, right, Clapperclaw?
I can kind of show you where she is, but I really prefer if we don't. If we can avoid going anywhere near her, that would probably be for the best.
That's not going to be possible.
Sorry, friend.
Bavlorna's on our shit list.
Could we give you a nice?
That's a naughty word. That's a naughty word. Well, she might not recognize me now, but I don't know, maybe like a fake mustache or something. I think I've heard that those can work really well.
Mhm.
I have a question. The heads on your body interchangeable? Like, could we disguise you with something else?
Okay, I have one true head, and I prefer, that I have it back, and then that be my head. But I would be willing for maybe
Like an
fake
interim
mustache.
head.
I have
I
an
see where you're
interim
going
head. It's currently. What are you thinking of putting here to be my head?
I hadn't really
Well,
got
there
that
is-
far down the thought
There
path
is
yet.
there is a whole row of heads on spikes we just walked past.
Don't you put those nasty frog heads next to me. I'm really upbeat most of the time, but that's disgusting. That's gross. And also, they talk.
What was your original head? You were a scarecrow?
No,
And
I am a scarecrow. It was a beautiful stag skull, fully adorned. It was absolutely beautiful. It was majestic. And now it's a gourd. It's
And
a gourd.
Agdon stole.
He and his
stag head.
people, yes.
That's it. We put Agdon in the shit for this. We find your head, Clapperclaw. We resolve this issue with Bavlorna. Everyone's a winner.
Everybody.
Have we got anything on our person that might look like scarf material? Or no, he wouldn't give up the scarf. He wouldn't leave it like in the book or
You
something.
are about to go get kitted out in some nice garments.
Was there anything that Agden wore other than his precious scarf?
The blue scarf was definitely
Yeah.
his iconic item.
But he's not going to take that off, and he's not going to wedge it inside the book as a bookmark.
What?
point
Okay.
that-
What if just a string of the scarf or something similar to it, and you put that in the book? That could work pretty well.
Could we go on a reconnaissance?
I am very stealthy.
We could go back and potentially see what we could find.
Well,
I mean, like, if you're going to have evidence to implicate someone, you might as well have the real thing.
I've heard if you carry a ladder around, people will just think you're meant to be there.
And a clipboard
And a clipboard.
and high-vis vests.
I mean, like,
Oh, can we please be kitted out by King Collop in high-vis vests? And
You will be dressed up as his court members. What you choose to actually dress up in before you go in is up to you.
So just let me get this right first, Warbert, Rafe. That we're planning to head back to where Agdon is, get a piece of something that is his. As
has to
evidence that we can
scream
leave.
his.
Hmm.
It has to say property of Agden.
And we can't just like sketch a paw print on the ground somewhere at Bavlorna's. We have to have something, obviously, from his.
Well,
It works for my kids in the Easter Bunny. That doesn't work for Bavlorna.
that's
yeah,
where my head was at.
like footprints would just make you think it's any bunny person. Like Warbit could get
Warbit doesn't
fingered.
want to get. No, Warbit does
Fingered.
not want to get fingered by Bavlorna. That's not where Warbit wants to be.
Bubble!
So we go back and find Agdon's scarf, rid him of that scarf.
Maybe not the
Try to-
scarf. That sounds,
Oh.
sounds ambitious.
Oh no! I have an idea. I've got pretty good claws here. Like snap together my like lobster claw things. I could, if you can get me close, I might be able to snip a little
Just
bit
a
off.
piece. Just a
Alright,
piece.
Just a
Give me
piece.
Just a
I
tip.
don't
I
want...
Dimension Door and Misty Step, right? So Dimension Door, I can take someone with me to that point, and I can zip out with Misty Step for a little bit and then run the rest of the way. But the other person will be by themselves.
Oh, okay. Well, the
Can
first
you
part
double
sounded
dimension
good.
door? Bamf, bamf.
I don't believe so. Oh, hold on. Let me check. Yeah, I could actually. I've got 2 spell slots.
Well, then this sounds like a fantastic idea. Like we bamf in, I snippy snip, I clap a claw. Oh, clap a claw. I'm gonna call this the clapper claw. And then we bamf, we get away, in and out, like gone in 60 seconds.
It sounds like an excellent way of getting 2 of Dan's characters killed by the same NPC.
So then, at that point, Agdon's going to be hot on our heels. Yes?
Won't know it's us.
He won't know it's us that's turning up out of
And-
nowhere, taking a piece of his identity from him.
Oh, I know. We could steal some frog heads from the bridge after we're decked out in the king's clothes. Wear the frog heads. Set those guys up.
Hold on.
So
Wear a frog head.
yeah, so the Agden thinks the frogs have done it, and then Bavlorna thinks Agden's done it, and we're in the clear.
I don't trust the heads.
I've got an idea. I have an alternative.
We can sew their mouths shut.
I can manufacture a small trinket, which could be capable of getting inside where we need it to be, taking a piece of his scarf and bringing it back to us. Just a small cow, say.
A small Trojan cow?
A small Trojan cow.
God damn it.
That's what,
Let's
but also-
rewrite history. This is truly the one we needed.
But also, whilst we're there, though, we're going to get my head, right? My proper head.
We agreed to that.
Sure.
And then I can help you.
Previously agreed to that. So
Yeah.
We did, but we could use something like this to potentially find where it is, making it use one thing to do the clip and retrieve, and then the magically step thing you said, Warbert, to go and get your head.
Yes.
Like a claw.
That will be. And what if we, like, are we thinking like distraction? Like, because I'm cool with most distractions except for anything involving fire. I'm not a big fan of fire. So if we can avoid the fire, that'd be fantastic.
I think we can come up with some kind of distraction if we needed to.
What if you're good at building stuff, aren't you, Hector?
I've been known to make a few things from time to time.
Okay, and then what if we can join the idea of Warburt's idea of the frog heads, and we build something that launches the frog heads to a specific part of Agden's fort, and then they all go to find out what's going on because there's all these frogs talking, and then
That is amazing.
A frogapult.
a frogapult.
And they will be, not just a distraction. They'll complain bitterly about being launched.
They'll be really mad. Blindfold them.
I love it.
And
I
the look
love
on
it.
Robin's face just makes this it solidifies it as we've got to do this.
This is going to be the plan.
Okay, so we steal the heads. We keep those things quiet. We get back
Yes.
to Agdon. We catapult
Yes.
those things in. We get the bugs in to get the scarf. We dimension door in to get your head, Clapperclaw, and then we get the hell out of there.
This is a foolproof plan. This really sounds like a cow of a plan.
It really does sound like a hot steaming cow pan, doesn't it?
And with that, we will cut to intermission.
God, I hope nothing goes
As
wrong.
Robin has to frantically rewrite the next hour.
Yes.
So we will have a quick 10-minute break. Then we will come back and we will do the reveal for the giveaway. So make sure to enter your giveaway entries before then, otherwise you'll be missing out. And once we've done our giveaway, we'll finish off with the last part of today's session and see what the cows do as they try this,
Amazing plan.
It's a plan.
This
It's a
is
plan.
the best plan ever. Nothing can go wrong.
All right, high rolls, high rolls.
We'll see you all in 10, and we'll be back for some action.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.